This is a quick little piece designed to highlight a quick way to get to the information you need from Mergent Online that you can use in the Week 2 data assignment. So, Mergent Online is a place that compiles and makes available important company documents like balance sheets, income statements, statement of cash flows, and other financial documents. To get the Mergent Online, start in Moodle, and as you will see, there's a Mergent Online link under Week 2. Click on that. You get to your little sign-in dialog. Enter your information for the college, and you come to the Mergent Online main access portal. I started in this case by entering GE, General Electric. You can really enter anything you like. As you start to enter a stock ticker symbol, it will populate it, but it'll also respond to you spelling out the name of the company. In this case, GE's stock ticker symbol is GE. In case of a company like Ford, it's just F. It all varies. When in doubt, start to enter the company name as well as you know how to spell it. So, in this case, I came to the main page for General Electric. That top area in the blue shaded portion of the page is some good broad general information. The sector that they compete in, the industries, how big they are in terms of employees, how many shareholders they have, market cap, which, as you guys know from your finance class, is a function of share value and number of outstanding shares, outstanding voting shares generally. You'll want to get the three key sheets that we're using in this exercise: income statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows. Really, the main thing you'll probably find is the balance sheet in terms of telling you about changes in a company over a 5-year period, which is what we're looking at. In this case, I entered income statement, and I think I entered it in this case for a different company. Yes, indeed, I entered it for Johnson & Johnson, which is a kind of a drug and pharmaceutical and household products company. You'll notice that the balance sheet appears right in front of you on the page in Google Chrome or Netscape, whatever page you're using. It just lays it right out there. What it doesn't do is break it in terms of balance sheet assets, then liabilities, then owner's equity. It doesn't leave a space, kind of just starts one right after the other. Generally, when you download it as a downloadable, you might want to break those things apart. You can either do it separate sheets, or you can just add a couple blank rows in between. The other thing is that you will find Google Sheets and other spreadsheets are a little more responsive and a little more useful when you clear out some of this top information. What you would really want to have on top is, instead of scale or consolidated, which are kind of features of the Mergent Online, you probably want to turn that group of column headings across the top into just one row, and you'll want to enter a year. Spreadsheet programs respond well to having a recognizable year across the top. So you might want to leave the far left column blank and then enter 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014 as is spread out here. Now you'll notice that this spreadsheet has a report date that seems to vary a little bit. It says 12/30/2018, 12/31/2017. Those are clearly for 2018 and 2017. Then you'll notice 1/1/2017 and no 2016. Well, you do see a 2016. Well, that first January 1st, 2017 really refers to 2016. The 2016 date, which is January 3rd, refers to 2015. And then 12/28/2014 is obviously the 2014 date. Might seem like a lot of time on that little subject, but it's important to clarify what year you're looking at. Also, some companies report in a fiscal year. So best to name the fiscal year in the year it's reported. So if the fiscal year ends at the end of February every fiscal year, and they report February 28th, 2018, you'll call it the 2018 fiscal year. So you click the download link on the last page, and you come to this link or this screen, and you want to click upload. And once you do that, you'll get a icon, a drag file here, like a lot of times when you want to drag class assignments. You'll drag an Excel file or a CSV file right here into Sheets, and then it will do a conversion, and it may give you a dialog box asking you what you want to do next, but ultimately you will get to this. In this case, this is the Johnson & Johnson balance sheet, just as we looked at it before, only in spreadsheet form. As I mentioned, best to eliminate all those top rows from like row 15 up, pull everything from row 16 to the second row, and enter years as I discussed on the last screen. You'll find it much more workable that way. So, what are some other things you can use to kind of gain quick information, which you can use to make a kind of a simple analysis of what you see over 5 years? You can consider filters with Google Sheets, pivot tables. Pivot tables are fairly well explained or moderately well explained in one of the two video tutorials. Many folks might know how to use pivot tables from Excel work that you've done for finance or accounting or other classes that you've taken, or work, frankly. I know a number of people that use pivot tables regularly at work. As I mentioned, simplifying or editing the sheet a little bit. You can also consider basic charts. Basic charts that you can highlight a row going across from the left column and get some kind of fundamental information. And it usually breaks it out with color bars or something like that. So it's good for spotting trends or spotting direction. Let's put it that way. That might be better. You can do common sizing. Common sizing takes everything in a balance sheet or an income statement and makes it a percentage of the grand total. So in an income statement, the various income components can be made into percentages of total income. That's one of the, in a balance sheet, assets can be phrased for a given year as a percentage of total assets, and so on. There are numerous videos on common sizing. Again, this is something that's usually covered in finance, not accounting classes so much, but if you've had undergrad and or grad finance, you've done common sizing. Don't have to do it for this week 2 exercise necessarily. Common sizing is ideal when there's been wide price fluctuation or wide inflation, price fluctuations in certain key supplier markets. Those make common sizing ideal. dollars is probably okay. Best to look at things in terms of millions of dollars. I forgot to mention that earlier. So you can include other supporting information too. Uh, Perhaps you notice something in your quick evaluation. You can look up an article. Has XYZ company purchased a lot of new property? Have they opened new plants? That might cause a reduction in, say, cash assets, but an increase in land or property assets. Something to think about. Or you can use supporting information. You might remember something from the news, look up some kind of article, and then go to Merge It Online and find a company that supports that. Some of you might want to do Corning as a company just because of you're familiar with being in the Corning area. Another thing to look at and consider are some of the other tools that are included in the Google Sheets tutorials. Back to the basic charts remark. Here is one. It is a look at total shareholders' equity that I took from the Johnson & Johnson example. Far left would be 2018. Far right would be back to 2014. Notice there's been a decline in the latter 2 years in shareholders' equity. That would be something maybe worth looking a little deeper into. Obviously, shareholders' equity is a broad measure, but that may give you a good starting point. So, finally, in doing your data analysis, remember to be a sleuth a la Sherlock Holmes. Remember what the video said, that being a good Sherlock Holmes or thinking like Sherlock Holmes required deep observation. The second thing was skepticism. And finally, the third thing was probabilistic thinking. That might sound like a simplification, but I think it's probably good advice for looking at this short data analysis assignment. Thank you.